I'm here. Where are you? I'm a couple minutes early. Hey, Betty. Hey, Linda. Great to see you guys. Linda, did you see my updated carnivore fridge view? Are any of you on here carnivores? I know Linda is. Hey, Bridget, Anita, Candy, Kim. Hey, Kim. Great to see you. I have new neighbors from Colorado whom I absolutely love. Oh, good. Linda saw my carnivore post. I showed the inside of my fridge and freezer. I have so many people. It's like the most asked question about carnivore. Will you show me the inside of your fridge and freezer? It's like, I have to admit, right after Bill passed, my fridge and freezer were like empty all the time. I didn't have the strength to eat and wasn't hungry at all. Hey, David. Hey, Justin. Hey, Betty. Hey, Lorena. I'm going to start in a minute, but I'll tell you this is a really important live and it's a little bit long, so I'm going to try to get through it quickly, but some important stuff here that I think you really need to see. Hey, TJ. Hey, Candy. Candy, you're new to me, right? Been watching you forever from Louisiana? I do not believe I've ever seen your name. So her name is Candy with a K. And literally, it's funny that you said that because I literally don't recognize your name and you've been watching me forever from Louisiana. Liz is from Louisiana. I love her. You guys will have to connect. Maybe your neighbors. It's funny how many people I've introduced whom they end up being really good friends. Even if they don't live in exactly the same city, they'll get together and it's funny how that happens. So yeah, yes, for years. Wow, that is amazing. Thank you. Hey, Nina. Hey, Shane. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Gail. All right, I think, yep, it's time. Hello, everybody. It's Michelle, your frontline patriot. I am here live at 5 with Unredacted Truth. And as I said in the premiere, this is really important. Fed Chairman Powell gave a speech last night, and I really took some time to get through it. Hey, Todd. Hey, Susan. Hey, Joni. So many of my regulars on here. Hey, Robine. Anyway, he said some really important things. I went through it with the fine-tooth comb, and there are some other things that I won't share because it's already very long, but I have some other things to share too. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in so I don't take you all night. I know I always say that, and I always take longer than we like. Hey, Sean. Hey, Kim. Hey, Annette. Hey, Janelle. All right. So who watched? First of all, I want to know, did any of you watch Fed Chairman Jerome Powell's speech last night? Anybody? Or the rerun this morning? Let me know if you, what part of Texas are you, Sean? I love Texas, and I have a feeling it's going to be the next place God moves me. I don't think it will be soon, but I don't know why. I have a feeling I'm going to be living in Texas. No, I was just saying, what city are you in? So anyway, yeah, Fed Chairman Powell spoke, and it's not like a lot of people probably are interested. Hey, Liza, great to see you. I was just thinking about the, what do you call it? Oh man, the place we went, Sinatra's, and thinking we really need to go back. Hey, Ray. Well, wow, this is weird. So we have Todd, Ray, Justin, John, Jeff. We have a lot of men on right now. It must be an interesting time, or it is an interesting time to me, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Anyway, hey Pamela, so great to see you all. Hey Jackie. Okay, so it's coming in. Most of you did not see Jerome Powell or listen to his speech. I recommend it if you guys are interested in the financial state of the country. I mean, if you really love that stuff. If you don't, probably not. Hey Ray, I know no one gets notifications anymore, Ray. It's very strange. That's why, yeah, someone else said, I can't see who said it, but said, I never get notifications either. I'm just here to listen to you. Thank you, Justin. It's your magnetic personality. Thank you, Linda. And I know, Linda, you've been a long time follower, so I can't wait to meet you in person one of these days. Anyway, so a lot of people might be really bored. I love this kind of stuff. Bill loved this kind of stuff. He would have loved it even more than I. But anyway, let me just jump in here. First of all, he read his speech like this, and he'd like glance up really quickly and cleared his throat multiple times. Guys, you know that having been in martial arts for many, many years in self-defense, I've worked with local law enforcement and detectives and FBI and DOJ, all the good guys. I always clarify, even a couple C_A friends who will never admit it. Well, my uncle finally admitted it, but that's because he was 92 years old and didn't realize that he wasn't supposed to. But people have very strong tells when they're lying, and Jerome Powell exhibited almost all of them. I know Kyle Tennyson, one of my friends from high school, sometimes he watches me. Anyway, he's been in intelligence, and I know he knows all the tells. So you need to watch Jerome Powell's and give me your rendition of it. Liz, we have a new friend for you that lives near you. Her name is Candy with a K, and she's been watching me forever, even though I've never seen her name before. Hey, Diane. Hey, Joyce. Hey, Jackie. Okay. So, he was reading his speech. He was so nervous. Anyway, I want to make a few things clear. I've been talking to you about the economy literally since 2020 because we are way too, we are so far in debt, and if anyone were to look at the debt curve, it's literally from 2003 to today, it goes like this, literally like astronomical. And, you know, people think it's like some kind of a stock or something when they see this curve. No, that's the national debt. Do you know that we actually, and I just want to give you a little bit of insight that I know, and I always think everybody knows, but I may not have shared this, that our national debt, the interest that we pay on the national debt, just the interest, is way higher than what we spend on the military every year. Every year. Our interest is higher than what we spend on our military. Anybody shocked at that? Shelly, great to see you. We need to have a meetup in Hollywood again. Okay, at La Merge. Okay, so the reason I say that, inflation is the only way out. And anyone who knows finances knows that, including Chairman Powell. Inflation is the only way out of the mess we're in. It's the only way. And yet, as you and I know, and I'm going to get into details in a minute, we already can't afford food. Because I have kids in their early 30s, they have a lot of friends with young kids. And, Aubrey has young kids. They can hardly afford to feed them, let alone buy them toys for summer or new swimsuits or swimming lessons, God forbid. all the things that my generation kind of took advantage of. It's like, well, I did live in Southern California. You have to have swimming lessons. You know, my dad taught us to swim in our own pool when we were 3 months old. So I can't really relate to swimming lessons, but most kids take swimming lessons before they're 2 years old, or at least before 5 years old, just so that they're safe in the water. And yet parents can't afford that. They can't afford food and clothing. Shelter, ridiculous. The price of this house in Nashville, Tennessee, I'm not near, well, I'm 2 miles from the nearest water, the lake. It's not like I'm on the lake bed. And what I got, the quality of what I got, again, I'm not complaining. I'm just stating facts to say inflation is real. And no matter how much they lie and try to convince us it's not, we're not idiots. We're out there trying to make a living, trying to support families, or in my case, just trying to support myself. And I actually do donate quite a bit, and I also help take care of my family. But anyway, so he was completely nervous as he was lying, as he was reading this entire speech. But I just want to mention first that inflation is the only way out. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell knows it. His higher-ups, I mean, basically he answers to President Trump, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the reason he's so nervous, the reason he keeps clearing his throat like after every sentence, is because he's lying. He has every tell. He like glances quick, like next to the camera, and then, you know, he's just and then right back to his paper. Oh my gosh. And if you've ever watched his speeches, they're always rehearsed, but they're never like that blatantly lying. Okay, so the other thing is he mentioned that, oh, inflation's great. It's really come down, but you know, it's still a little over the 2%, which is their objective. What a joke. A little over 2%. Yeah, I'd say 28% inflation on conservatively is a little bit over 2%. And if they think you're going to fall for the 2% inflation, then they think you live in your mom's basement and your mom buys all the groceries and the clothes for you, and probably the diapers, because nobody is going to fall for 2% inflation. So what he also said is they're not raising rates. Well, that's kind of interesting because they've got to raise rates. You can't continue to print money as our government has and have interest rates low. And President Trump was putting pressure on him to cut rates, and I'm going to get into that, all these details in a minute. But he mentioned the Fed isn't going to raise rates. They're going to keep them right where they are. Well, hallelujah if you're trying to buy a house or a car or something, because they have to raise rates. There's no possible other choice without completely, I mean, our financial system is already completely destroyed. And let's just jump into the details because I think it'll all be clearer to you in just a minute. Anyway, not raising rates. The economy is solid, he said. We have, in spite of the fear and the projections, the economy is super solid. Really, Chairman Powell? Are you senile? Are you having flashbacks to the 70s? I don't know, but I don't know where he's getting his info, but he sure was nervous sharing it. So I'm just wondering, whose economy is he talking about when he says it's solid? Maybe he's talking about China's economy, but he sure as heck isn't talking about the U.S. economy, and he didn't say the U.S. economy. Again, you have to see, these guys do cover themselves. He said the economy is solid. Okay, maybe he's talking about Russia's economy. Could be. And before, well, so you notice that he couldn't look at the camera. I want you to notice this if you do watch it at all. He couldn't look at the camera. He kept clearing his throat. They're all like total tells, like very obvious tells. Even people who just take, maybe they're going to be a police officer for the first time, they learn those tells. So, yeah, it was so clear. But I want to go ahead and thank you for your donations, Lulu, Marilyn, and Kristen. I love you, ladies. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. And yeah, it just thrills me when I see a donation come through. And they're very rare these days. So when they do come, it's just like, wow, what a special person who thinks I'm special, who appreciates my time and effort. All right. So I'm going to share the truth with you, and we're going to get into some of the details that Jerome Powell talked about. I will, in his defense, say that he was so uncomfortable. It wasn't like he was totally comfortable lying. He was very uncomfortable lying, which leads me to believe he was forced to say the things he said. He was given the written narrative, which is why he had to read it. He didn't know any of it. He had to read his notes because he didn't know it at all. And normally, and I know I'm a speaker, anyone who's a speaker, a writer, just someone who is a conversationalist, if you're talking about something really important, you may have to glance at notes to try to keep in order of what you want to share. But it should be ingrained in you. It shouldn't be so off the wall that you need to read and can't even look at the camera. It's like, okay. I thought he was going to go cross-eyed there for a minute. All right. So the truth is, it's been the worst hiring slowdown in years. It's rumored that President Trump fired Powell after he refused to lower the rate. The way that always works in government, well, 99% of the time, maybe 97% of the time, is President Trump would allow him to resign. So I'm going to be watching for a resignation. And if you remember, on April 27th, I believe, President Trump came out and made a statement and said, I have no intention of firing Chairman Powell. April 22nd. So that was almost 2 months ago. Well, it was a month and a quarter ago, okay? Almost a month and a half ago. And the 22nd. So it was almost 2 months ago, yeah. A month and 3/4. Sorry, I love math, so I'm very picky about numbers. Anyway, April 22nd, President Trump came out and made a statement, and I had told you there were rumors early April that Powell was being fired. I wasn't surprised at all, because what I told you all, and those of you who remember Candy, who have been with me since the beginning, way back in April of 2021, I told you that the Treasury took over the Fed, that all the power was in the hands of the Treasury. For whatever reason, and I'm not trying to enter into this 5D game of chess, art of war, art of the deal, I'm not trying. So for whatever reason, those people, the big players, Trump at the top, chose to not let Americans know, or the rest of the world, it probably was not to let central banks know and other countries that the U.S. Treasury was actually absorbing the Federal Reserve. That happened way back. April of 2021, I have proof. It's on my Telegram channel. You can put in the date. I don't remember the exact date, but it was during the month of April 2021. I warned you about it in advance, and I told you a lot about it afterwards, so you can find any of my posts that talk about it, and I will give you the exact date it happened. I think it was April 27th, 2021, but don't quote me because I have a lot of, hey, George, I have a lot, hey, Marianne, a lot of dates in my head, a lot of numbers. So anyway, so I believe we'll be seeing Powell's resignation very, very soon. I want to tell you what President Trump said today after, so on April 22nd, President Trump said, I have no inclination. Let me see if I wrote it down. He said on 4/22, President Trump said he has no intention of firing Powell. So do you remember I told you that on April 22nd? So I was actually surprised. I thought he would fire him, but I didn't realize he had to keep him in because you know what, scapegoats, you need a scapegoat. If you don't know the original story of scapegoats in the Bible, you need to, maybe I'll do a Bible study on that. Put scapegoats if you want me to do a Bible study on how a scapegoat came to be. Anyway, so President Trump said, quote, today after Jerome Powell said, we're keeping rates the same. And he said, we're not raising rates because obviously anyone who knows finances knows we have to raise rates. There's no option. We have to have higher inflation. There's no option. And pretending there's not higher inflation and pretending we can keep the rates the same and have a strong economy is just, it's a ridiculous lie, but the majority of people in the world have about a third grade financial understanding, which is zero, because in third grade, they haven't taught you, by the end of college, they've taught you nothing about finances. So most people don't know anything about finances or the way that it works. Anyway, this is what President Trump said, quote, ADP number out with 3 exclamation points. Quote, too late Powell, he's calling him too late Powell, must now, all caps, lower the rate. All caps with exclamation points after it. He is unbelievable with 3 exclamation points after it. Europe has lowered, all caps, 9 all caps times, in quotes. President Trump said that at 8:29 this morning. So now what is the end game? Powell ended his speech. During his speech, he hinted at a new financial system. So what have I said to you all this time? Thank you all for putting scapegoat. Good. I'll do a Bible study on scapegoat. Where's my Debbie to remind me to do a Bible study on scapegoat? I'm not sure what happened with Debbie. I think somehow, you know, my Facebook just goes through and arbitrarily blocks people. I'm guessing that's what must have happened. But anyway, okay, I'm going to put you in charge, Marianne. I want you to remind me to do a Bible study on scapegoats. It'll be short, but I like to read it within context and then tell you why we still call them scapegoats to this day. It's interesting. It'll be a 5-minute Bible study, literally. Okay, so the end game, they're all letting us know. So first of all, I want you to go back to my last live, not today where I showed you the inside of my refrigerator. If you missed it, you better go to my timeline. I have a hiccup, sorry. Thank you, Barbara. All right, thank you, Barbara. Barbara Wolf will give you the answer to hiccups. Wish I'd known it years ago. All right. So the end game, I believe they're preparing us to accept a new financial system. Now, what you know, if you've been with me for any length of time, is that our financial system has actually been running in the background, being tested and proven and ready for years. So the final quantum financial system launched behind the scenes in October of 2022. So this is June, yeah, of 2025. So it's been 2.5 years. Quantum Financial has been ready. It's been tested throughout the world. It's ready to go. I know some of you scientists refuse to believe it, but again, I remember learning about string theory in college in the 80s. Oh man, guys, if you want to have your mind blown, and I understand physics better than some people, maybe better than most people do, not better than, I mean, I'm not anywhere close to as smart as people who really get it, but most people don't really study physics, and string theory just blew my mind. Quantum science just blew my mind. So I understand why a lot of people are like, Michelle, why are you saying these things? We are light years away from a quantum financial system. Okay, whatever. I don't care. The fruit's in the pudding. We'll see it soon. But in any case, hey, Terry. So, in any case, I believe so many of the things that we are hearing, and President Trump's fighting with Putin and Musk and Xi and there's some other big ones that he's been fighting with that are his friends. And I told you they're his friends. Jeff, okay, this is beyond crazy. We probably have as many men on as women right now. And the reason that's interesting to me is because I love it. Thank you, Marianne. Yes, giant capital letters like that. Perfect. It's just rare because it must just be a convenient time of the afternoon. And I know a lot of you women watch with your husbands, which I love when couples watch together. Bill always watched me live, and while he was making dinner on the kitchen island, and he would watch and get involved with all y'all and comment and reply. And what a great guy! I had a really tough time today at one point because I zoomed on. I had a picture showed up on my phone of Laguna Beach, and you could see the really bright ocean, but I'm like, what is this? And so I zoomed in to the dark, and it was Bill and me holding hands across the table from each other with the bright sunset at Las Brisas in Laguna Beach behind us. And I couldn't tell there were two people sitting there because it was really dark with the bright highlighted window. And I zoomed in, and I'm just like, for a minute, I literally was there. It's been very surreal. I know I've said it. Anyway, I want to move on. All right. So anyway, all this fighting, now Trump's fighting with Jerome Powell, which I don't think Powell's a good guy. I don't know. This whole thing with Jamie Dimon, I've never thought Jamie Dimon or JP Morgan Chase is a good company. I think they're totally corrupt and controlling, but that is the way of our system. So who knows? Anyway, I want to get into it. The huge comms that Powell gave in his speech. He mentioned Bretton Woods. So why did he mention Bretton Woods? And I'll remind those of you who don't remember, Bretton Woods was established in 1944. It's basically what said our paper dollars and the American financial system is going to be backed by gold, so that it has real value. There will be a real controllable exchange rate because it'll be backed by gold. Okay, that was Bretton Woods. And we know that we came off the gold standard in 1971. a corrupt move by our corrupt government. Anyway, it established fixed exchange rates based on the value of gold. Okay, so that was Bretton Woods, but he brought it up today. Why? You got to ask yourself, why are they saying these things? Oh, I love that, Todd. Todd said when money's involved, we're all ears. Good, because if this stuff that I teach you were taught in school, which literally a 5th or 6th grader could definitely comprehend the basics of what I teach you, but they purposely don't teach us because they want us to be broke, poor, and controlled. Because if you have no money when you're 90, you have to work at Walmart. You got to get money somehow. All right. So I wanted to remind you about Bretton Woods, what it was. So he mentioned it. He said, the exchange rate is now firmly in the hands of the U.S. Treasury. Okay, that's just confirming what I told you back in April of 2021, that the Fed was absorbed by the Treasury. And a lot of you didn't believe me. Jerome Powell just confirmed it in his speech last night, which most people didn't see till this morning early. All right. So he mentions Bretton Woods. He says the exchange, quote, the exchange rate is now firmly in the hands of the Treasury, the U.S. Treasury. Here's a little interjection. I want you to remember, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The Fed is reducing staff by 24,000 employees. So then he goes on to say, later in the speech, quote, the end of the Bretton Woods era in the 1970s, okay, the end of the Bretton Woods era in the 1970s fundamentally changed the conduct of monetary policy, end quote. I'm going to read it again because I couldn't read my writing. And whenever I quote someone, I want to get every word because, trust me, they're very good with their comms. They can leave out a word and it means something differently. Hey, Kay Kitty. Okay, I'm going to read that again. The end of the Bretton Woods era in the 70s fundamentally changed the conduct of monetary policy, end quote. Add to that the Treasury is now in charge, not the Fed. And what do you get? The only choice is a new financial system. We are very close, y'all. Very, very. And I said y'all as a Southern Californian way before I moved to Nashville. Because how else do you describe all of you? I'm not going to say, this is true, all of you. I'll just say, this is true, y'all. Or y'all, this is true. Okay. I also wore cowboy boots for over a decade when they were not popular, but we had a lot of baby rattlesnakes at the farm where Aubrey's horses were. And they can only strike the length of their body. So I wore cowboy boots so they couldn't strike me anyway. It's not a Nashville thing for me. People see me in cowboy boots and they're like, you're really getting with it. No, I've worn cowboy boots like exclusively flip-flops, bare feet, or cowboy boots. That's it. Maybe some Christian Louboutins, even though they're so uncomfortable, but they're so cute and they're so high. I digress. All right. The exchange rate is now firmly in the hands of the U.S. Treasury. The end of Bretton Woods era has fundamentally changed the monetary system. So then I'm going to add a little quote from Jamie Dimon, CEO of none other than JP Morgan Chase. He said, quote, "We are going to see a crack in the bond market." By the way, Jamie Dimon is very smart. I'm not going to take anything away from him. I do believe he's a criminal. However, I do believe our system has created a comfortable place for him and JP Morgan Chase to be criminals, almost like it's expected the way the system's set up. So, okay, do you guys know what I'm saying? Maybe he's a good guy. I don't know him personally, never met him. Anyway, he said very casually, not nervous at all like Jerome Powell was, he said, "We are going to see a crack in the bond market. It is going to happen." And again, when I'm quoting, I will emphasize the words that they emphasized. It is going to happen. I'm telling you, it's going to happen, and you're going to panic. I'm not going to panic. We'll be fine. We'll probably make more money. End quote. That was Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase. We'll probably make more money, but you are going to panic. I'm telling you, the bond market is going to crack. I'm telling you, it is going to crack, and you're going to panic. I'm not going to panic. As a matter of fact, we'll probably make more money. That's what Jamie Dimon said this afternoon. Do you think we're getting close, guys? We'll be fine, he says. Then he said, "We have problems." Oh, sorry. Again, couldn't read my writing. He said, quote, "We have problems and we have to deal with them." And underlying both the big problems we have, the super high debt and the cracking bond market, underlying both is the enemy within. What I really worry about is us. The mismanagement is extraordinary. That's what Jamie Dimon said, Mr. Criminal himself. What he really worries about is internals, us, the U.S., Treasury, the Fed, the banks. So I wanted to just have a quick point in here. Gold was up today. It's at $33.88.90. So $3,388.90 an ounce. And I wanted to make that very clear because it's important. And let me see. Oh, I'm not bad at all. So I will bring you a little more tomorrow, but I wanted you guys to be aware they are, they don't care about average Joe Blow, average Sally Smith, average Dear John. Who? John Smith? I don't know. I might have gotten them mixed up there. But in any case, they don't care about most of us. They care about people who understand finances. They care about Kiyosaki and Andy Schectman and Bix Weir and Warren Buffett and Zane and Jim Rickard and all those financial experts. They worry about them because they know this is all smoke and mirrors, all a lie. It's all... Jamie Dimon was the most honest person. Wasn't thrilled with what Trump said because he knows darn well. So he's playing the art of war tactic. Never let your enemy know when you're winning. It's like, oh, good, Leslie. So great to see you. They're trying to create this confusion. Have you guys noticed? It's like people literally text me, message me, call me and leave me messages, email me. And oh my gosh, what do you think about this? Why are Elon and Trump at odds? Why are Putin and Trump at odds? Why are Xi and Trump at odds? Why are, why did Musk step down? What's going on with Doge? What? Smoke and mirrors, guys. It's all part of the 5D chess game. And if you can't see it after what Jerome Powell said, and after what Jamie Dimon said, and what after what all these financial experts I talked about, was that yesterday? Anyway, whenever I did that, what they said, and with what's going on in the real estate market, and with what's going on in the stores, the prices are absolutely astounding. It's just shocking. I want to get a gate put in my house, on my side yard. I want a gate. Just a gate. 2 posts and a gate. The neighbors already have a fence. I just want to put in 2 posts and a gate. And you'd think I want to buy a house in Alabama. I mean, it's like, what? How much did you say it is? I'm literally like, I can't even. George, another Tennessean. There's a lot of us, Californians and Tennesseans. All right. I need to put a little mark right here. Whoa. But I want you to see that they're creating, remember what I talked about? Distraction. It's a very much used government tactic. They show you this right here so you don't see what's going on back here, back in the olive tree. Whoa! Whoa! I just pulled up, oh, weird. I just pulled up Marianne. I don't know how I did that. I thought I cut off my live. Anyway, yeah. So listen to what I tell you. My amazing, amazing sources are still saying the same things. It's going to look like World War III. It's not. And stock up anyway. 6 weeks supply. And they're saying you probably won't need even close to that, but you'll know when it's over and then you can start using stuff up. But everyone that stocked up when they told us to used up your stuff, right? Anyway, I still have canned goods. Since I'm carnivore, I eat mostly fresh meats, and if the grid goes down, my fridge goes down and I have no food, which is why I have lots of canned fish and canned beans and chili and things like that, which I don't eat as a carnivore. I do eat canned fish, love it. Probably once every 2 weeks. I don't eat a ton of it. And I was buying salmon, but I won't buy farmed, and the fresh wild caught salmon is like more expensive than filet mignon was a few months ago. So I'm not going to do it. It's just, it's kind of a principle thing for me. Yeah. And I never get salmon at a restaurant, fish at all, because it's always overcooked. Bill was such an incredible cook. Oh my gosh, I miss him so much. Anyway, I'm going to pray over you guys. Lord, you're our provider, our defender, our healer, our supporter, our strengthener, our refuge, our rock, our living water, our bread of life. Lord, you're all we need. So would you just bring that into the hearts of every single person watching this right now. Drill it down into their hearts that you're all we need. You're all I need. You're all I've ever wanted. I guess it's the other way. Anyway, make sure your life is right with Jesus. And then keep listening to my lives. I know they're not quite as frequent, but they're still, I'm doing research every single day for you guys. I'm posting on my channel so you can keep up with what's going on. There's supposed to be mud falling from the skies in the southeast, literally like toxic mud. I don't know if that's true or not. Nothing surprises me because you have the Sahara dust that blows off across the ocean, and then they add the bunker fuel to cause the hurricanes. And so I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Thank you, Marilyn. And Marilyn, were you on? I thanked you for your donation today. And Lulu, that's so funny. Both women who were with me in Nashville last summer, and you both donated today. I thought that was really cute and super encouraging. Anyway, Lord, I do pray that you would just bring it home in every cell of everyone here. I know that you are relentlessly pursuing our hearts, even those of us who know you, even those of us who are already intimate with you, that we would come even closer and closer and listen even more carefully and more closely and rest in you even more and give you all of our burden, even the little dark areas of our closet that we've left in there. Lord, I pray that we would just release it, let it go, and let you care for us as a loving Father with no evil in you whatsoever. And in spite of our evil dispositions, you died for us. You paid the ultimate sacrifice for us, even though we're fallen humans. We love you, Lord, and I do pray that you would bless us, that you would protect us, and Lord, that you would prepare us, that we would not give in to these plots that are coming, the new virus that's supposed to be really bad this summer, that we would never again allow ourselves to be controlled by a corrupt, New World Order, depopulation loving power mongers, but that you would give us supernatural wisdom, knowledge, just understanding and strategy, that we would know what to do, how to do it, to best protect ourselves and our families. So Lord, we love you, we praise you, we ask you to go before us. Please protect President Trump, Eric Trump, and Don Jr., and the rest of the Trumps. And Lord, give us wisdom with our finances, give us wisdom with our health, give us wisdom with our relationships, the friends we choose, those we choose to date. God, would you bring a spirit of revelation, truth, and clarity to those who are dating because they want to be in a relationship? Would you give them clarity that they just need to be in the right place at the right time for you to bring them the right person? May there not be striving for relationships that end up ending because they weren't from you in the first place. So Lord, we love you. We thank you that we can trust you with the friends and the family and the future spouses and the future children that we have. You are a promise keeper, and your word promises us all these things. Thank you for the beautiful double rainbow that you brought over Jelly Roll's head when he was singing Hard Fought Hallelujah. just such a testimony to so many people. Thank you. Bless him, Lord. May he be a spokesperson to people whom I can't reach. I don't have the sphere. People whom these people can't reach. You have given Jelly Roll a platform. Brandon Lake, as he won so many K-Love awards. Phil Wickham, as he's just everywhere you look. You've given them these platforms, and every one of them know it. So would you have them use it only for your glory and not for theirs? Would you give them discernment in whom they partner with, that if it's not from you, that you would slam shut the doors and open other doors of life, love, peace, and truth? We love you, Lord. We lift you up, and we pray that you would help us to just honor you in everything we say and do. In Jesus' mighty name. And of course, I pray for my children, my grandchildren, and my children's future spouses. Amen. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. I love you. And yeah, I'll try to remember to do a short Bible study on the scapegoat. Maybe I'll do it Sunday after church. People always liked when I did Bible studies on Sundays. I did them every Sunday during COVID, when all the churches were shut down, even though my church, well, Bill and I changed churches to go to a church that was open on Sundays during COVID. But then I still did church every Sunday afternoon. So you can find those on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. And yeah, enjoy. All right, guys. I love you. God bless you. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. And go back, if you're even interested in carnivore, go on my timeline, Michelle Moore Winder, and look at my last live. I showed you the inside of my fridge and freezer. I think you'll be encouraged. It's like delicious, nutritious, life-changing stuff. So God bless you.